Oh crap. I sold my Mavic Pro 1 for this. Boy, I'm in deep Hey guys, this is Anthony from Hobby Pursuit. Yep, you heard it. Sold my Mavic Pro for the Mavic Mini, and the reason being is the release of firmware update. What is it? Version 01.00.0500. I hope I got that right. Because of that new firmware update, I decided to take the plunge and get this guy instead. Get rid of my Mavic Pro and get this little guy. Okay, so in a way, this is the unboxing. So I'm gonna maybe fast forward a little bit. I don't want to bore you guys out. I know you've probably seen a bunch of unboxings, so this is nothing new, nothing special. But I'm kind of just curious what this little guy has in store for us. Even the case, I'm kind of excited with the case because it looks like a very nice case. So, and of course, this is the thing I hate: this tape. Get this guy out of the way. I must say, the DJI puts in a good tape. All right, here we go. The Mavic Mini. All right, while I'm unboxing, well, let's unbox, okay? Here it is. Just as expected, it's a nice case by DJI. Not really interested with the other ones because I know it's just chargers and stuff, so let's just do this one. This is a nice travel case. So even the case itself, it's so compact and small that I could just put this in my camera bag. Alrighty, now why did I do that? Why did I let go of my Mavic Pro to the Mini? At first I thought I was gonna get another mirrorless camera, but I decided, you know what, I do need a drone. I love my Mavic Pro 1, but even though it's back then it was the smallest, but I still needed something smaller. It's still a tedious task to put the Mavic Pro together and get some drone shots. While this guy is definitely handheld, it's as small as your cell phone, and because of the firmware update, what's important about that update that got me to look at this, got me to get this drone is because now you have manual control over the camera. If that update did not come out, I'm not gonna let go of my Mavic Pro. And even though this is only 2.7 K and it's not 4K, I've seen footages where it's still excellent, the quality. So here it is, this little guy. And you know what's important too is it does matter, the 240 grams. Yeah, because sometimes when you fly a drone, you can't help but think, what if something freaky happened and the drone did drop and you hurt somebody? So with this guy, unless you really hit the guy somewhere in the head, but I don't think this will kill anybody, right? Here it is. Look at this little guy. Just like what I said, this matters, the size. Look at that. It's as big as my cell phone. And it's very light. I know it feels like a toy, but what's important to me is the footages. And from what I've seen with other reviews, the footage is very crisp, very nice. Even though it's not 4K, still the footages look really awesome. So all right, let me get rid of this sticky tape here. DJI, they do have some good tape. Okay, so even the protective case looks good. Okay. Oh man, the blades has some sort of protective tape. Okay, I think that's it. All right, another one. Got one more in the back. Bear with me. I don't know. I feel like it's so plasticky that even the tape, I gotta be careful. All right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. It feels like a toy. Another thing that got my attention is the battery life on this thing. It's almost close to 30 minutes. Although I really don't fly that long, but that kind of gives you some sort of comfort that you have enough battery life. Especially when you fly this thing, because it's so light that I've seen reviews where maybe 10-mile-per-hour wind, it's definitely going to affect your flight. So that means you have to switch to sports mode to make sure that the drone comes back to you. Unfold the front arms forward. Yeah, of course, I know that. It's a lot of stickers here. I hate it. Okay. Alright, so you get that sticker out. Alright, so anyway, so that's the unboxing. Here's the drone. Yeah, I'm crazy. What can I say? But again, it's really my decision and my opinion, and I know what I'm looking for. I just need a drone that I could just easily flip out of my camera bag and just easily fly off and put it back in my camera bag. The Mavic Pro was still a little tedious. I still needed to do some like the batteries and everything. It takes like what probably 5 minutes to set it up. This one, I bet you it will probably take me less than 5 minutes. So here it is. I can't take this out yet. Just want to see what oh boy, it's so fragile, this guy. It's so plasticky. I hope I'm taking this right. I don't want to ruin it. Okay, here we go. Huh. The Mavic Pro has some sort of guard. This one doesn't. Or maybe the cover doesn't. Yeah, I guess so. Here it is. Mavic Mini. Alright, so I'm going to test it out maybe in the next 30 minutes. Charge the battery and fly this thing. And I hope I'm correct on that the footage is at least compared to my Mavic Pro is the same, because on the Mavic Pro I did use 2K and not 4K. It was 2K was good for me, so 4K is not really that important. So anyway, all right, this is my test flight after charging batteries and putting all the settings correctly. I set out this morning to check out my new Mavic Mini, and I am very happy. But I would like to point things out because you're probably asking, why the hell did I let go of my Mavic Pro 1 and go to this toy-like drone by DJI? Well, again, it is my preference on why I did this, and that's number one is the portability of the Mini. The Mavic Pro, even though it was, it was the smallest one that time, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, but it was still a little bit big, the size, that to the point where I can't just bring it with me every day. Although it did have a small handbag and batteries can be in there, but again, just like what I said, it probably takes me like 5 minutes just to set everything up and then fly the drone, the Mavic Pro. On this one, in less than 2 minutes, I'm up and about and already on the air, capture some videos, fly back, and be done and move on to the next location. The footages are crispier, I feel. The Mavic Pro, it did 4K, but I don't know. I always use 2K. I guess smaller files means I gotta deal with my editing, and the 2K was fine, but this one is better, and I'm quite happy with how the footages are coming out from this Mavic Mini. And the next advantage for the Mini is the batteries. The batteries, definitely you could reach up to like 25 to 30 minutes with it. My Mavic Pro, although I don't really fly that long, I feel like it would be done by around 15th or 20th minute. So at least on the Mini, you have like confidence that you have batteries to get to home, you know, just in case you do get into a emergency where you have to return home. At least you have that confidence that it will have the batteries to come home if you come on sports mode or even just the auto return home. The number one disadvantage that I find is the range. Now with the Mavic Pro, I could probably go like more than a mile to get footages. This one I could probably be like 1,000 feet to 1,500 feet, and the transmission is already it's like laggy. So I actually lost transmission around 1,500, and I just had to kind of come back and get a better range for it. So the range on the Mini is probably the number one disadvantage, but I'm thinking of getting the extenders. I looked at reviews and I believe the extenders will help on a better range and transmission. The other thing that some of you might find a disadvantage is you're losing a lot of sensors. Like it doesn't have the front sensor, it doesn't have the I think the side sensor. It only has the bottom sensors. But again, for my use, I really don't turn on, even on my Mavic Pro1. The only thing that I turn on is the bottom sensors, because that would be very important to return home. So I don't do the front or the side. It's no big deal for me, these sensors. So that's probably why this is a very affordable drone, because Mavic or the DJI people cut down on expenses and not putting in the sensors that they want to put on. So anyway, again, that's just my opinion. So I'm quite comfortable with not having any sensors except for the bottom sensors.